Dear students, BBC America is having a fun contest where you submit a story about your first car. And they will show their favorite ones on the new season of Top Gear, which is one of my favorite shows. Plus, you can win a trip to London to see the Top Gear live experience. I'm jealous. Details are at the end of this video, so stay tuned. The word car is older than the car itself. It comes from the Latin carum, which meant a two-wheeled chariot. And that word comes from the word carus, which meant a cart. So the car originally referred to a chariot or a cart. The reason why I brought this up, because my first car was similar to a chariot or a cart. As you know, I grew up in Russia, and Russia has some funny-looking cars. My first car was my dad's car, which I used to borrow from my dad when he had one too many drinks. In Russia, it was considered one of our decent cars. The car was a ridiculously stupid color, so I was embarrassed to drive it on my dates. Here is a picture of it, see? I was embarrassed about the color, but even the shape is funny looking if I look at it now. Anyway, one Easter, which is a very, very big holiday in Russia, my dad fell asleep on a chair, and I decided to borrow my car. I told all my cousins to get in a car, so we are going to get some ice cream. I think it was like 7 people in this tiny little Russian car, and they were on top of each other, and I just told them, you know what, I'll drive. So while we were passing the cemetery in my dad's village, it was a pretty old village with like 200 people living there, the cows were crossing the street, and I am horrified by cows. You can put an elephant next to me and I'll pat him, but cows, never. Maybe that comes from my childhood experience when I was being chased by a huge bull because I was wearing a red top. Who knows? So I got really scared to see a cow face in front of me in my window, so I ran into this huge pothole. And by pothole, I mean it was the size of a Grand Canyon. The bottom part of the car was torn off, and we got stuck sitting in the car with no wheels, stuck to the pavement, with a bunch of cows around us, still crossing the street, minding their own business. And I was freaking out with my cousins asking for ice cream. There was no way we can get ice cream because we got stuck with no wheels. Well, it took me 2 years to pay back to my dad for this incident, because I was in college and all the money I had was from the scholarship. Now, the car was called Moscovich 412, which means someone who lives in Moscow, which is a pretty funny name for a car, right? I mean, the color, the name of the car, the shape, it all comes together in one nice package of a Russian car. So, that's the story of my first car. What about you? Submit your stories below and share them on Twitter with the hashtag #MyFirstCar, or on YouTube with the tag #MyFirstCar. BBC America will show their favorite My First Car stories on air during the new season of Top Gear. They're also giving away a trip to London to see the Top Gear live experience, so don't miss it. Enter the contest at myfirstcarstories.com. Bye bye my dear students, good luck and drive safe.